and welcome to a very special episode of Your Manchester. We're here at Salford's Media City for World Prevention Suicide Day.
There's a special vigil right here for friends and family who have lost loved ones to suicide are coming along in their memory.
Yes, we'll be talking to some of those involved in the vigil, and also there'll be some familiar faces talking about their own personal experiences of this taboo subject. So join us here on Your Manchester.
And now it's over to our Hales, and this week she's talking about some of the storylines in the soap world which have shed light on some important issues.
Hi, I'm Hayley, and I'm doing things a little bit differently this week. Last year there were 5,821 suicides in the UK. And a few years ago, it was reported that 44% of young LGBT people have actually considered suicide. And last year, Stonewall reported that nearly half of young transgender people have attempted suicide. Nearly half. Let's think about that one for a moment. Our soaps do cover a lot of current issues, and they do a wonderful job. And in 2011, Emmerdale covered assisted suicide. And in 2014, we broke our hearts when Hayley committed suicide in Coronation Street. Men are 3 times more likely to take their own lives compared to women. And earlier this year, Corrie covered male suicide with the death of Aidan. The episode was praised for the moving way it showed reactions of friends and family. Who will forget the monologue performed by Helen Worth? Outstandingly powerful. Corrie was praised for raising awareness. And last year, Hollyoaks was also praised for Scott's attempted suicide storyline. Please remember, if you are struggling, do contact the Samaritans on 116 123. If you are a transgendered young person or child or a family member, you can also speak with the charity Mermaids for support and guidance on 0344 334 0550. And if you're in Manchester, the LGBT Foundation offers a lot of support also. Now, that's it from me. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Now, as we know, there are many different factors that can lead to suicidal feelings, but certain things can increase the risk. Mental health conditions such as depression, bipolar disorder and schizophrenia can make a person more likely to have suicidal thoughts.
And as we know how important today is with a vigil, that it is important to speak out and share your feelings. That's something really that has touched our Dan Westwood. As you know, he's been doing his campaign Here for You. It's been going really, really successful. And you're here not only to support the vigil, but to tell us how that campaign is doing right now.
I am indeed, and what a lovely night to be at and see everyone out and supporting something that has affected everyone.
It's very, very humble.
Myself included, and if anything, the campaign itself is just a bit. You know yourself, obviously being quite close to me. It's quite overwhelming. The support from strangers, support from my friends, businesses, and the irony of the campaign is me talking more about the campaign is helping me as a person as well, because I'm actively open on a press trail, openly speaking about anxiety, troubles, and that's the message that we want to get across to people. That, do you know what? It's okay not to be okay. And if you're having a bad day, you can say I'm having a bad day, or if you're struggling with money or whatever like that, relationship, it's just encouraging and obviously to speak out to people. And I think that's what people, myself included, have a problem with in the first place. And I think us as guys, I think as well, have, I don't know what it is, I don't know whether it's like a macho thing or back in the day supporting the family.
And we can't talk to the close ones.
And we can't. No. And I'm it's all right me standing here saying this now because I've had that problem as well, but I think it's just that one that if we can help that one person, and that one person to say, do you know what, enough of this, I want to speak out now. And
it's breaking down barriers, and I think there was a lot of barriers to break.
Of course,
and, you know, you mentioned there that people have responded really well, but people personally have reached out to you as well who have been suffering like yourself.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I've had a few friends, I won't mention any names because it's their personal struggle and stuff like that, but a few of my personal friends that have said, look, I'm struggling too. A few people from my past and stuff, ex-boyfriends and things that I'm worried about. Obviously they're looking at the campaign, but it's encouraged them to speak out as well. So I know that they're the people that are close to me as well, and it just goes to show that you don't know what's happening in someone's life.
And that biggest step is that first step, that being brave enough to say, I think I need to talk.
Of course, yeah, and
it's massive.
Whether you're outgoing and super loud or friendly and stuff like that, those are the types of people that are sometimes hiding. And again, I can speak from personal experience because you guys know I'm not afraid to speak. Like, I'm not afraid to chat about anything else. I talk for a living, but it's that mental health stigma that
you look at
to,
like things in the public eye, like Robin Williams.
Of course, yeah.
You know, a comedian who has got all this fame and fortune. Nobody really knew what was going on apart from those close people around him. But where's your campaign going now? I mean, where are we at?
So, first of all, thank you for everyone who, and yourself included, the show itself for supporting it. We're now moving on to, we need your pledges still, but I'm moving on to schools now. So we're going into schools, secondary schools and universities as well.
And that is great.
Yeah.
Really.
So you want more recognisable faces than us?
Yeah, we're obviously, it's never too late to, you can do your pledge anytime, any day. There's no cut-off point for your pledge.
And talking about a pledge, if somebody hasn't seen our former shows, and how very dare you, how do people pledge for Here For You?
So it's nice and simple. You record a little simple video message, however you want to do it, just basically saying that you're going to be there for your friends and anytime, and that you're supporting the campaign. Upload it to Facebook and Twitter with the hashtag Here For You on my lovely t-shirt.
Very simple, very easy,
really
but very
easy.
important.
It is, and it takes 2 minutes out of your day, and like we said, make a pledge, make someone's day and change someone's life basically.
Yep.
So welcome to the city of Salford, and thank you all for being here this evening together to take part in today's candle-lit vigil on World Suicide Prevention Day. Today we are gathered to show our care and support to all those that have lost loved ones, and to remember those we have lost. And to those bereaved families and friends, we remind them that they are not alone, and that there are people who love and care and want to help them. Suicide is a huge problem in today's society. Over the last 5 years, 1,279 people in Greater Manchester have taken their own lives. Nobody should feel ashamed to seek help. No one should feel that they are a burden for needing the support of friends, family, colleagues and public authorities. This is an incredibly important event, and it touches on what is an incredibly important issue.
Something has changed. Life has got harder. So many people in Greater Manchester are living at times through very dark periods, feeling insecure. Life has become more precarious for everybody, and we need to recognise that and to support people with that. We need to work together to build a Greater Manchester that picks people up when they fall, that gives people somebody to talk to. A Greater Manchester that looks out for everybody, that puts a roof over every head, that puts hope in the heart of every single young person who lives here. That's what we need to do, to work together to build a strong Greater Manchester in these difficult times. So I just want to be here to say we will be there to work with you, to build the awareness that's needed, to get the conversation going, to provide every single citizen of Greater Manchester with the support and the care that they need.
But the figures are staggering. 6,000 people die by suicide every year in the UK. That's 6,000 deaths that didn't need to happen, 6,000 families who are devastated. In Greater Manchester alone, there's a suicide, someone takes their life on almost every day. And there are another 30 people who have treatment in hospital because of self-harm. Suicide is complex. People's lives are complex, and the adversities that they face are complex. And so suicide prevention means a lot of things. A system that responds to the urgency that people's problems arise with, the crises that people find themselves in. But it does also mean addressing the stigma that you referred to, that sense of shame that can deter people from seeking help. It's absolutely unacceptable that people might die because they're ashamed of seeking the help that they might need.
We talk about the spirit of Salford. The spirit of Salford are the people of this great city. How they look after each other, how they pull together, how they're there for each other in difficult times. Today, on Suicide Prevention Day, we remember the importance of the welfare of the people of this city. Today, we have paraded 109 flags around this plaza to remember the people that have been lost in the city of Salford over the last 5 years. Across Greater Manchester, we know that number is 1,279. But what's been important about today is this isn't about the numbers, it's about the people, it's about the lives, it's about the communities, the neighbourhoods, the friends and the families.